Lumix S5 Mark II. Best camera for YouTube? Let's find out. I've literally picked the worst and best day to be out here today. Oh, goodness me. All right. Let's talk about the Lumix S5 Mark II and why I think personally this could be the go-to camera for everybody going into 2025. You've probably seen the prices of these things right now. They have been plummeting down, and the S5 II is the more affordable version. Obviously you've got the S5 IIX as well, which is a little bit more steep. But the S5 II on the used market's dropped so much. I managed to pick this one up here for like £900 here in the UK, which is just incredible how much the price has dropped, especially for what you get out of these cameras. So, first things first, let's talk about the image stabilization. I'm not sure how it looks to you guys right now, but this is the standard mode out of the camera right now, with me walking on a very uneven surface. I'm going to walk over here now so you can see it get even worse. But it's on a standard mode right now, and I believe there's a few more modes to drop into this thing so it's even more stable. And I'm holding this handheld, no gimbal, no nothing like that. So let's try those little things out. I'm not going to walk on these rocks actually, because I might just slip and die if I do that. So let's just walk on the pebbles. But image stabilization, why is that actually important for YouTube? I mean, speaks for itself, right? Literally, if I'm talking to camera, if I'm running around, you don't want extremely bouncy footage. So, standard mode right now, I'm gonna do a little bit of a run. That looks like that. And now let's go to the extreme mode and see how that looks. I think it might crop in, but let's see. All right, so I've got this thing set to the high mode right now, and it does crop in a little bit, so I might be all up inside your face. I'm at 20mm on a full frame sensor right now. But let's see if it's more stable. I'm gonna do the same thing again. I'm gonna run around a little bit. I'm running quite a bit. I look very stupid to people on the beach. Doesn't matter, such is life. Yeah. Is it bumpy? Is it smooth? Let me know what you think in the comments.
I'm drowning in fire, even if it's just inside my head. I wanna expire, do all the things I said.
This camera's taking a beating today. Alright, so while we're at it, let's talk about the next feature, which I think is quite poignant and quite important. Weather sealing. This camera is fully kind of weather resistant, so in situations when you're shooting a YouTube video and it's unpredictable, you got all the elements, the rain, whatever's going on, you can rest assured that this camera is going to be protected and just keep on going. Now previously I had the S5. I took that thing into some horrendous conditions and it just kept going. It never ever failed on me, so I've got high hopes for the S5 too. And bear in mind, right, this camera, if you bought it on the used market, it's falling into the categories of many cameras that are not full frame and that are not weather sealed. But you're able to get a full frame camera, you'll get the whole open gate image and all that stuff we'll touch on in a minute in under £1,000 right now. If you say buy it on online used auction, or you can get an amazing deal, like for the price of, say, I think it's about £1,600, you're getting a camera with 3 lenses at the moment here in the UK, which is absolutely incredible. I mean, yeah, it's very hard to beat that. So if you're in an environment where you think, okay, it might get a bit shady, you live in the UK and you make YouTube videos, this camera might be the one for you, because it's perfectly equipped for the unpredictable. Let's move on to the next point. One thing I love about this camera is you can go from full frame, you can then quickly change to APS-C, switch over to that sensor, and then if you want to get a little bit more of a punch in, you can go to pixel, which looks like this, which is just very slightly closer. It's cool. So not only do you get a camera that's full frame, you also get a camera that's an APS-C camera. So you get multiple different functions with this camera, which I think is actually an incredible point, which not a lot of people realize you can do. Now there's many other cameras out there that can do it, but yeah, this has it in it as well. So bear that in mind if you're thinking, I don't need a full frame sensor. Well, you don't have to use a full frame sensor. You can use it as an APS-C sensor. And this is APS-C. Well, it's pixel right now. Let's switch back to full frame. And there you go, right back to full frame. Now that's super handy. Ooh, ooh, ooh. The sun's coming out, so I'm gonna do a little bit of a dramatic walk just to add some B-roll in here. Maybe chuck some pebbles into the water, you know how it goes.
Need your support to take me there. When this heart is at its deepest, it will rise up in one big flare. Oh, I'm drowning in fire. Ooh, I'm drowning in fire. Oh, I'm drowning in fire.
Hey. Oh, why did I do that? Okay then, so what I'm going to test right now is the autofocus on the S5 II. Now, everybody's heard that Sony's autofocus, Canon's autofocus, they're the best ones in the game, but I think people are overlooking how good Lumix autofocus actually is now with these cameras. So what I've got here is my mobile phone. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, that's going to look a bit weird. But I've got a software here recording what's actually happening in camera right now. So you'll see it's got a box around my face, and I've got my, center area where it's checking in that area as well. If I lean forwards, there should be a crosshair on my eye as I'm moving around there. And I apologize, the recording from my phone will be showing the log format, so I didn't switch it right. But if I walk away, look what happens now. Look at my face, and now it's got my whole body going on here. I'll turn around. Body here, and I walk away. Right, I'll start walking towards the camera again. Up here, track me up there, track me down here. And as I get close to the camera, it should have locked onto my face, and in my eye if I get nice and close. I think that does a very, very good job. It holds on, it locks on. It does what we need for YouTube. Alright then. Well, I guess that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and you got some information from this content. The S5 may be a camera for you, it may not be a camera for you. I thought I'd just make this video because I personally believe that this camera, the way it sits in its price point, the way it sits with its technology and what it can do, it's just absolutely mind-blowing, and it's a wild time to be alive, man. So yeah, hopefully it helped if you are in the hunt for one, or if you are a content creator looking for a camera to upgrade to, or your first camera. Stick around, subscribe, hit the like if you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace and love.